everyone, this is Riley, and I haven't done a social emotional episode in quite a while actually, and I thought I'd do one today because this video, if you guys haven't watched my social emotional series, basically, well, it's not really a series, but I'm about to make it a series. Basically, these are videos where I give inspiration, positivity, and hopefully value in and allow people to understand the importance and hopefully change the world in some way. Oh my god. Okay, so the last video I did was way back in 2018 where I talked about positive and negative attitude. Today's video, we're going to talk about acceptance and the importance of acceptance, why we as a society, what we as a society can do to be accepting of others. And that's the topic of today's video. Now, for this video, for the first time in my series, I actually have a source. I'm not going to play it for you guys due to copyright reasons, but I will link the source down in the description. It's a speech from King Harald of Norway it's a very short video, a very short speech back in 2016 that he made about love, religion, and acceptance. The video itself is in Norwegian, but there are English subtitles. I highly encourage you to check it out because that relates to the topic that I'm about to talk to you guys today. So, what is acceptance? Well, there's no simple short definition to acceptance, but there is, but like the simple definition of acceptance would be the simple definition of love, and the importance of acceptance is to be accepting of others for who they are, whether it's race, age, gender, who they identify as, and mental or physical disability. And as a person, I highly value an acceptance because most of you already know I'm a very good-hearted person. I mean, most of you don't know that, but some of you do. I'm a very good-hearted person, and for me, being accepting of others and being accepting of others for who they are, those pieces are very, very important to me. And as a person, I would never go around bullying somebody for their skin color, for ethnicity, for race, gender, age. I would never bully anyone for that piece of thing, because bullying is never a good thing, especially for someone who've been bullied for years and years and years, because because bullying can cause a lot of trauma, and there are a lot of mental illnesses that relate to trauma, such as depression, anxiety, PTSD. I could list a lot. But bullying is never a good thing, and that's why Anti-Bullying Day exists. It's because we want to speak up, especially I want to speak up against bullying, and I want to speak up against bullying, and I would never, and I've said this in my New Year video, never would I I haven't said it in the Happy New Year video of this year, but I'll say it again. I would never encourage you guys to go out and bully other people and hurt other people, because first of all, that's not nice. And second of all, again, I don't value that kind of thing. I value everyone to be accepting of others. If someone's being excluded, let them in, and give them that friendship circle. That is what I mainly value as a person in the development of a healthy society. And so, why is acceptance important? Because if we're not accepting of others, if we're not accepting of others, we're not developing first of all, yeah, there's going to be a lot of people with mental health issues and stuff. But second, we're not developing a healthy society. You have to, at some point, realize that when, like, okay, let me give you an example. Imagine you're at a playground, and say you are the only black person. Imagine being at school and being the only black person in your imagine being the only black person in your class. Now, I'm not sure, it's not a realistic scenario. There's most likely more people, but let's say that's the case. And you're a very social person. You like to make friends. You like to make friends. You like to, include others. And one day you ask your group of white, classmates, "Oh, can I play soccer with you guys?" Now, the simple way of that being acceptance would be if they said yes. Yeah, sure. But if they said no, it's kind of exclusion, which is not acceptance, because excluding people based on, I'm not going to let you play with us because you're, black or whatever. First of all, that's exclusion. Second of all, that's also racism. And therefore, those two combined don't make acceptance, because you're not accepting that person who you realize to be a different skin color, or a different ethnicity, or a different heritage. You don't recognize that person to be you don't recognize that person to be equal than you are, which is not right. It's not correct. It's not the correct way to go, and it's not the correct way to develop a society. In Canada, we used to have a problem with Indigenous people, trying to assimilate Indigenous people and being sent to residential schools back in the 1800s. And still to this day, Indigenous people are struggling to find acceptance, because if you're one of my Canadian viewers, you know about missing and murdered Indigenous women. That has become an epidemic over the years. And I don't know all the statistics of it, but there's been a lot of missing and murdered Indigenous women, and a lot of people who kidnap these women and who kill these women, they don't get punished properly, or at all. And that still shows how people still value our First Nations, Métis, and Inuit FNMI people as less of a person, and they're not. They're just as equal human beings as all of us are. And, when I see those things and when I learn about them in schools and stuff, it's very, very disturbing. So my point to you guys is, being accepting of others is very, very important, and I would highly encourage you guys to be the best accepting person that you can be, because first of all, when you are kind to somebody, not only does it make that person feel great, but it makes you feel great as well, because you've done something that's good. You've done something that has made the person's day. You've done something that's truly valuable to that person, because that person wants to be social just like you. And no matter what race, what, age, gender, no matter what they identify as, no matter whether they're disabled or not, they are as equal as everyone else. They're not greater than anybody. They're not less than anybody. They are equal. And we as a society need to become, we're already kind of doing that now, but more people who get involved in it, the healthier the society and the world becomes. And that's what I highly encourage all of you guys to do right now, is to, when you go back to school or when you go anywhere and you see someone, by themselves or whatever, Be accepting of that person. Include them in their circle, no matter what kind of, background they have and stuff. Be including of that person. And if a person chooses to, come out as something, I'm not going to go into further detail with that. Be supportive, be accepting, be the best friend, the person that you truly can be, because that will definitely make it would make a mutual relationship, because that would definitely make you feel better and that person feel better as well. So both of you benefit from that act. Therefore, it's mutual. And and honestly, strongly encourage other family members to be as accepting as they possibly can. Because again, the more people that become accepting and the more people that understand the value of acceptance across the globe, the better the society will become, and the healthier the society will develop. So that's basically my video for today. Thank you so much for watching. I will link you the speech in the description. It's a very, very important one. Well, it's not very important, but it's a very good one. It explains kind of the topic well, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.